right, man. So let's jump right into it, man. Y'all know who these guys are. You guys see their ads, their handles and stuff like that popping up on the screen probably right now. But anyway, man. So let's jump into season 2. Last time we did a pod, we were like right at the cusp of season 2, and so far it's kind of been a dud, right? It's been like a really weird, just kind of okay, what's going on after a really good season 1. How do you guys feel about that?
You go first, Meech.
All right. It's bad. It's really bad, man. It's nothing that I can even, unless I'm like missing something. It feels lifeless. To be completely honest, I don't see. I haven't felt like there's any reason to turn the game on. When you do, then there's even more, kind of issues that go into it. And this is speaking, I know we'll probably kind of get into it. This is speaking from someone who technically, I don't want to say likes. I mean, I guess I do like the gameplay to a certain degree. I don't have an issue with it, I guess is more of what I want to say. There are some issues, but I technically like actually kind of playing, but
yeah, you've been an advocate. We've had our conversations on the timeline and stuff, and you have defended the gameplay. I've been an advocate against it for sure. So we'll probably get into that a little bit later. Spatial, man. What is it? What's like the one thing about this season that has you kind of just like, okay, when does it start? When we get something going? Like, hey, do something. Like a meme with a little, like poking. Yeah.
That's the perfect way to talk about it, man. Or perfect type of comparison, because it's like there's nothing engaging about my team right now. Nothing. I understand the gauntlet thing, and I think that some folks like the gauntlet. I understand the idea of a highly touted or hard to achieve reward, and needing to kind of get your skills better. I get all that, but like it just kind of feels like if you are like this is your primary game mode, you don't have anything to do. Once you kind of finish Dom, you don't really even have to finish triple threat offline, triple threat online anymore. You basically got to get the 50 wins, which everybody was happy with that, but getting the 50 wins isn't really hard to do in a lot of those modes. So there's nothing like me said. And I'm always in front of my console. It's really been hard for me to boot up my team, unless I'm like just kind of making some other challenge for myself to do. I think the one thing I am still enjoying though is like I'm still not good with certain cards. So I'm still learning Kevin Durant. That's been fun. I locked in for Tyler Hero, locked in for Jokic. Those cards are fun. But there's a lot. Again, the players move and different animations are so different. It's a lot to learn. It's almost a lot to take in. So that is interesting at times. But in terms of like playing for something, there's nothing to play for. There's nothing.
So you mean you're having to use your own imagination to like create your own fun and not rely on 2K? That's what you're saying?
Basically,
we just can't have that. This is 2023, man. We can't have like.
No,
we need it fed to us, man. Come on now.
I mean, we need a goal, and there's no goal.
I mean, yeah. I agree. The only fun I've been kind of like mustering up from my team is running like my Clipper squad in salary cap. Yeah, they dropped a Corey Maggette, so that was kind of a cool little like, all right, cool,
We need an Elton Brand 2K.
Yeah, we need a better Elton Brand than that Sixers one. We need a Clipper Elton Brand. It's like a diamond. Make it happen, 2K. Spatial worker connections, Right. I know you got dirt on somebody.
Seriously. Wink, wink.
All right, man. I
know you got people on speed dial.
All right, man.
But yeah, man. So obviously we're all just kind of like, okay, there's nothing really going on. I agree. The gauntlet is a cool thing. I think it's a good thing to have in the community. But even for like the guys that are really good, they get it done like within a couple hours, and then what? And then for the guys that can't just get that done, then it's just like a constant source of frustration and like extra sweat to the mode if you're trying to finish off the mode. I got Bosch really late into the cycle. So once all the sweats were gone, and kind of maybe by chance and I've casually done a couple runs for Joe Johnson just because I have to finish that mode anyway. And it's not happening so far, so skill issue. But let's pivot into like what events would you like to see in the mode to like engage you? Like what's missing here? Let's fix this thing, because let's not just like complain about it. Let's fix it. Let's put our heads together. Let's fix it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's really just I always kind of base a lot of stuff on like things that give you something to actually do. So, I mean, and you're talking to like a guy like I have Joe Johnson already. It was whatever. It took me a few tries, but I ended up getting him. But like, I mean, we've seen so much stuff in the past. I mean, we've seen spotlight sims. Um, we've seen the LTE cards, even those, just like not 15, that's because like the try hard sweats. I mean, obviously, like they're gonna get there, but like maybe something else in the mode where 5 cards is getting you a card in this mode, or I mean maybe every mode has like a specific kind of like 5 streaker, even if they just split it, because they did it one weekend in 2K21, I think it was, or maybe 2K22. It was the glitch hardened. That's the one I remember.
yeah.
I remember when it was hardened.
I remember that.
Like, let's get some of that. And I don't think he was a crazy win. I think he may have been 5.
Yeah, it was 5.
Unlimited. But yeah, it was 5. So 5, win streak. They had one in TT. They had an unlimited one going, a TTO one going because he was Steve Francis, and then like I think maybe limited or something was another one. 3 separate cards, 3 different types of win streaks. Kind of gave us some stuff to do. I mean, like, where's the spotlight sims at? Where are the events that we're allowed to do where we do not have to spend our MT on? That's really what I'm looking for. Because even as someone who I can generate MT, I mean, I don't really have an issue with that because I play the game already. But where are the, just events that just get us on the game? Like, hey, get on the game, have fun with this, earn these cards, earn these rewards. There's no MT, lock in or entry point, nothing. Get on the game, play these challenges, make them however easy or skillful you want, and you get these type of rewards. I think mostly what it's missing is any type of event that's tied to the game that doesn't require you to use MT outside of the gauntlet, because that's the one that maybe has shown itself. But everything else, it just requires you to spend your MT, and it's just kind of like frustrating.
Yeah, and they did a good job of that in season 1 with like those sets. We had like a set a week for the first couple of weeks where it was just full sets of just grindable cards that you could just do in different modes. You could online, offline, whatever. And there's a big section of the community that it does really miss that like objective based grinding. I know Jimmy Crackcorn has been a big advocate of that. I know there's a whole like community of people that are just like, they really like that. And I prefer to play the game without having to worry about getting, double with this guy or whatever. But it is something that, and I got all those cards too. So like I did it, it was something to kind of occupy myself when it was downtime, when I needed a break from either sweating online or sweating against the all-time Dom teams or whatever. It was like, all right, let me chill, let me just lab some stuff and get that stuff done. Spatial Jones, what kind of events would you like to see, man, that'll make you happy? We need more smiling Spatial Jones. You're just like, your frowny face Spatial Jones right now, and it just hurts my soul, man.
I appreciate that, man. But I'm similar to Meech, man. I think we definitely need just events, like period. Like Park has events. They have weekly events. City has events all the time. We don't have anything. Those XP agendas every week aren't an event. And to be quite honest, it's completely worthless. To get players that are 500 MT, you're not able to just kind of engage in something to generate MT. So we need more of what we got in September, to be honest. And we also need the mode to be kind of linked more towards the NBA. Giannis just had 51. It's a Friday. There's nothing going on in my team. That's crazy. Jet Howard had a great game. All these players are having great games. We're not getting anything.
His career high against the Suns.
Yeah, we're not getting anything.
I don't want to see him yet, but I mean,
Still though,
It's kind
like
of
we're not, it's kind of crazy. We're not getting anything that's attached to what's happening in the NBA right now, and it's a really exciting season. Like we're not even getting any challenges for like, they could do something as simple as, instead of it going, hey, here's a card for the Mexico City game. Why can't it be like, oh, rivalry game? This team is playing this team this week. Like yeah, like even if we just got something, a daily challenge for 5K MT, if we beat the Bucks, against like a Juice Giannis or something, like something. And I think that all these things are right there for them to take advantage of. It feels like we're in we're in an end of the year season right now. And it's just really it's a real tough pill for me to swallow, this approach, because it's again, these things are layups. They're not even really hard to accomplish. So it's tough.
I hear you. I agree. Um, and then there's like another thing too, like and just to piggyback on some of your guys' stuff, you guys covered it pretty well. Like the show did a really good job with like mini seasons and things like that. That you can kind of just like put a team together and just kind of play over and gain different rewards from stuff. And there's nothing like that in my team, where you can just kind of like do something in a way like that, where whether it's like some type of like weekly or moments of the week thing, or whether it's, I don't know, some type of little something that you can do something other than just play domination against the CPU. Like there's got to be some other type of like little mode that can engage us. Like, I mean, I always talk highly about Conquest in the show, and you would get those like every so often, just to kind of like do something, and you got a little something to do and spend time in. There's a lot, man. There's a lot that they need to kind of like turn around. You guys' points about linking to the NBA. We got these tournament battle cards, but it's like one player per team. So it's like, unless that card has like that particular player has like, how does that, like, why do we care? Type of deal. The
and
promos.
again, those cost MT, not a ton of MT, but still, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, okay, I
Entry fee.
understand like 13K or whatever. Like this card may go diamond, may go, like, I get all that, but like still,
Yeah.
like it's like that type of content used to be. And I'm not just advocating just free. But like it has to be a balance, man, at some point. Like,
There definitely has to be a mixture
That's
of
a
it.
great point.
And I was definitely going to get into like promos and stuff like that. Like I'll say it right now, I think that was the worst Friday promo we've ever gotten.
oh
Yeah.
my God, it was,
Yeah, of all time.
Like I can't
Of
think
all
of a
time.
worse one, man. That's like something that like you throw maybe like at the beginning of a season as like an additional, almost like a base set type of
Base set, yeah.
deal with like a promo to go with it.
Yeah.
And we saw a lot of like double promo type things going on in season 1, and then it's just like, okay, now nothing, that was really, really, I don't know. It was just boring. It was, I saw what was dropping, and we saw no like real leaks, I think, the day before. And I was just like, okay, maybe they got something surprise for us, but nothing. It was just like, okay, like,
That's it.
like, okay, what am I going to do? Like, I'm not going to, I don't want to like stream anything. I don't want to like even really play. Like, I'm going to take a nap, like,
Yeah.
and that's crazy for like somebody that's like a MyTeam addict like myself, to just think that way on a Friday drop, So I don't know, man.
It's November.
Let's talk a little bit about like what a good like promo looks like. And
Wait, actually,
yeah, go ahead.
really quick before we jump over to that, because I was just actually scrolling the menu really quick because I don't know, I was trying to refresh my brain.
Mhm.
While we're on the topic of events too, I do want to say, and I don't want to completely demean it, but the freaky shooting guards, freaky centers, maxi, that was considered an event. Okay?
Yeah.
That is not an event. Okay, like,
I
I'm sorry,
completely
like,
agree.
it's not an event. Like, I understand, you gave out a few free cards. Okay, like, there's who's really using them cards. I mean, like, someone may use maxi on sale. Like, I get it. There's a few in there that may have like a little bit of utilization. But my thing about it is that it just didn't seem like an event. Because to me, and if you want me to be completely honest, all it seemed like was something there to make you feel you were getting closer to Giannis to just spend the rest of the money for Giannis. That's
Yeah.
just what it felt like to me, like I don't know, like there had to be more. And for that to have been the Halloween event, it just really was like, really? Like
Yeah.
nothing else. There was like 4 Halloween balls. And like that was it. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
like
that
I
almost
said.
seemed more like a Monday through like the dead days of the week type of like
Yeah.
sprinkle in
Yeah.
agenda type of things. Like it would have
Yeah.
fit in really well for that with like something a little bit with more like oomph over the weekend, So I totally agree with you. I mean the the coolest part about the Halloween was going trick or treating in like the city, just ragging up some PC. Like that was like the highlight, and I was just like, other than that, okay, you know. But shout out to Sean Livingston. We need to get a Sean Livingston with like a younger Sean Livingston with like the cornrows or like the fro or
I
something.
feel like we never get him. When's the last time we got a Clippers Sean Livingston?
Bro, I mean, we
It's
get
been a
one, but
long
like
time.
he doesn't get the player model. Like he gets the
No.
card, but like not the player model. So
No, he doesn't. It's weird.
let's make that happen. Spatial work it connects, bro. Come on.
All right, man. All right.
Come on,
Clippers
bro.
hate is real.
All right, man. I'm not taking orders.
All right, man. So, but yeah, I agree, man. We just like if how would you define like an event versus like small agenda grinds? Because you kind of open that box.
Yeah. I don't really know like the full answer to it. I don't know. I feel like it's weird to like, and it's very general just to say it just has to be more to it than, 'cause, I mean, like you said, what that is like a small agenda grind. I don't know, event maybe include some additional rewards of some sort, like I don't know, some Halloween packs that, and after every game, you get some Halloween packs, and that gets you, I don't know, just some random stuff. If it's shoe boost, MT, maybe a few cards, special cards that possibly you can get through the packs or something. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to keep it more towards 2K because I have other ideas of like what other games have done, but I know that 2K's never done it.
Do it. Let us know, man. We're not sponsored here. We could mention other names of games here. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I use it a lot. MLB, man. Like they introduced, like a whole they had like a trick or treat thing, and then I'm pretty sure they had like a whole program, and their programs always come with, you go through the program, you do some challenges, whatever the case is. Along the way, you're getting, player cards, you're getting packs, you're getting stubs. And you may get to each one of those packs and you may not get anything. But I mean, it's still some additional, whatever you can sell it out of your collection if you don't need it. Or, increases your what 2K would consider your collector level. That would be cool. Some extra stubs. And then of course you have the more concrete rewards, like, okay, this reward card, at least it's there so you're getting something attainable from it. And it's not completely worthless. I'm pretty sure all of those cards within like the MLB structure, you can find utilization for it if you really want to. It's not just like those cards you're like, oh my god, this card's just horrible. Like even if it's for a theme team, but they have different things. They have captains and stuff that can tie back. It gets deep, okay? Like the reason it works is because but that gets too deep. But yeah, I don't know.
I get you, and I'm a fan of that structure too. The program structure is a phenomenal structure. There's definitely a lot of things. I don't know how it would work with like the player market that we have now and like stuff, but I'm also a big advocate for like packs that we get, like reward packs, like that are already like minuscule odds to get something good. Like those got to be like legit sellable packs. Like
yes,
like agenda equal chance stuff can be unsellable. Like I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Agenda type cards that are specifically, I'm cool with those being unsellable. But like random packs, bro, come on, like we already got like a less than 2% chance of hitting anything good. Like if we hit, like, come on, let's bank a little bit.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, man. Especially anything you want to add to the event thing, or you want to move into like, let's like build some promos.
Well, I just had a question. I just had a quick thought when Meech was kind of speaking, but let me ask you: if they took the pyramid event and made that the Halloween event, would you guys have felt like that was an event? The pyramid for the D Wade event?
I mean, I
Um,
would say so. I consider that an event. I mean,
I
I
did
didn't
too.
like I
I
didn't
didn't
like
like
the
it.
I didn't like the MT portion tied to it. That's me
Yeah.
personally. It wasn't that much, but in that same breath, for the MT you spent, you got who arguably was a top 1, 2. It was him between Wade and Steph. It was them two. So I mean, the value you got from it, and it's in lifetime, so you always can do it. I the more I think back on it, I was I was giving that event some grief, but then I'm like, dang, that actually was like that's actually probably one of the better ones. I
we
mean,
just didn't know how good
Which
we
is
had it
crazy.
back then.
yeah,
We did.
seriously.
And it was an event that was like a few weeks apart. But the reason I asked that is because it's like, because I'm in the same ballpark as Meech when you say, yo, spending at the start of an event, whether it be MT or VC, and then spending at the end of the event, and then like sprinkling in moderate to bad cards for the free stuff, that's not an event, right? Like it's a spend-a-thon, like if you were like going to a car, like to buy a new car, that's not an event for a game mode, right? That if anything, that's a structure built to kind of make you spend, in which you get to a point where you never stop spending. And so I think that like because me and I kind of had this issue when it came to the perfect build set. I'm not of the mindset where a lot of people were, where it was like, well, yeah, a lot of these cards aren't usable. I actually think that I felt like a lot of those cards did have some utility if you play other modes. If you go, well, every reward card I get has to be a top card. I mean, yeah, I think yes and no. I can understand that when you guys like yourselves have more experience in other modes or other versions of card modes where you do get a card that might be a top 10 card, but you have to put in considerable amounts of work. So I understand that idea, but like I don't know. I just feel like we could have a lot more of that going on. I feel like 2K has the rights to a lot of players, and I don't know, but I feel like they do. And so again, I always bring up Earl the Pearl. Give me a Halloween grind of players with cool nicknames, like a Pearl or I don't know, Cat, like whatever. Like give me something. And not necessarily recycling players. We got an Amy Cat. Why can't we get a Black Cat, Ruby, Carl Anthony Towns that we could use in salary with a lower salary threshold? Why can't we have that? I just think that there are other ideas, and it seems like we're just trending towards now where it's spend or not. And I don't think that that's a good place for the mode, because it basically confirms everybody's, you know, criticism of this new level of my team, where the idea is, or people think that the mode is built to just keep you broke into spending. And like, even then, it's like, all right, well, I'm spending, but what am I doing? Like, what am I playing towards? Like, I'm actually considering going empty broke at this point, because it's like, if I don't have anything to work towards, and I at least until today have all the top cards, what am I holding on to the MT for then? Now it just seems stupid. It seems like a fruitless exercise, and I know I'm gonna spend at least $50. I don't mind. That ain't a big deal. A week, I don't care. But like at the end of the day, what am I doing? And if you don't have any engaging, I don't want to say, oh, I'll say content. If you don't have any engaging content via challenges or cool agendas or interesting agendas, or hell, something like the moments of the month that we used to get, where it's like, hey, work towards, do some XP goals this week, and you can get a Jet Howard who just had a great game. You can get Benedict Mathurin, who had his career high the other night against Giannis. It wasn't the 50, but it's cool. Like, versus like what we got with that evolution set. I forgot the name of it because it's not really memorable. But like that's not really something you want to even spend on. That would kind of like, that should have been something that we're working towards every day, where it's like, okay, cool, I earn one of these Evo cards a day. Not, oh well, I can either buy them. Like you guys already gave us that option with the player market to either buy them via VC or MT. So why is that not like an event? Why is it packs? And packs are never an event. That's like my biggest issue right now. PAX is not an event. A spending spree is not an event. That's not the only parts of my team. And like I want to just see more of what they were doing that first month, where it's an either or situation. That to me, September was kind of like the perfect balance. And I don't know why we've deviated so far.
I agree.
And again, let's just wrap up the podcast, man. That's it. We can't follow that up, bro. That was like, you know,
perfect summation. Really,
that's it. That's it. All right, we'll catch you guys next time. No, but I mean,
she just disappeared in this green screen.
Oh.
So,
oh man.
But for real, man, I mean, like you're so like in tune with like what's actually going on, and I think the frustrations of the community, you know, and it's just like we did have a good balance, and I try to point that out in the timeline, because even back then in September, the same narrative was kind of like going on. It was just like, oh, there's nothing but spending to do, but there was a lot of stuff to do in comparison to what we have now. I don't know, maybe 2K was like, all right, y'all's gonna complain, y'all gonna get nothing. It's like when I tell my kids, you keep whining about something, I'm taking all them devices away, I'm locking away, you know, like, and then you're gonna like be happy with anything. I don't know if that's their mentality. I don't know if we're just all bratty kids or what the deal is, but yeah, man, there's nothing. And the biggest thing is like what you're saying is like, what is the incentive? Like the whole mode is dictated around grinding MT by playing games. So you can make MT by playing. Cool. We've shown we can do that. To buy packs, to buy cards, to do what? To like show them off on timeline. And that's it.
Yeah, that's literally it now. And you can't even do that in a good way because there's no more PS5 share. So now you're not even sharing nothing. Now you're just taking pictures on your phone like DFS or something. Like, you know,
the ghetto footage. We got ghetto footage.
Shout out the ghetto footage, man. Shout out the ghetto footage. You held us down for so many years.
So I mean, suffice to say, I agree with what you're saying, Spatial Jones. We need more stuff. We need more consistent things. We need like even like the playbook is just like we wait for it to come out, and then there's just like,
I do like the playbook, by the way.
There's nothing there, you know, like, which I mean, I love the fact that we're getting something and they're taking time to like put stuff in, but like actually put stuff in the game to talk about. Like it'll make your playbook more interesting, you know.
Not just what can I spend my money on next week.
No, exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say.
And just
it's almost like a brochure, like remember, we're all kind of similar in ages. Remember back in the days where like you go to your grandma's house and like she had all them catalogs there, like, and we always had the ones for us, like we were hoopers, so you had like East Bay. That's what the playbook is like. It's just like a catalog, and you go, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna be able to spend soon, get my money right. Like that's it.
Yeah, we need more consistency of like things between like Tuesday pack drops and Friday, where we're like, okay, like on Monday we're gonna get this, on Wednesday we're gonna get this, and have something to kind of do some more, like you said, more little challenges, more smallish challenges that they don't even have to be crazy names, man. I know a lot of people like are like, oh, if it's not a top tier reward, like I don't care, but like it can be like give us some interesting names, you know, like, and I think
so many.
I mean, personally, I think that the like stuff that's like moment related should be like for the current players, and then like the other types of little weird challenges should be for like historic players, you know, whether that
know, it would be a type of like in a like especially tied to current day that they could do and make it an agenda. Shout out to free ideas, but like league leaders, like okay, cool, like Mitchell Robinson is one of the league leaders right now. Give us a Mitchell Robinson agenda where we get a Mitchell Robinson that's comparable to Ruby JaVale McGee. Is anybody mad at that? No. And if you don't want to do the agendas, because let's say you make it a spotlight, actually, league leaders like a bi-weekly or weekly event, and you could also buy those cards via MT if you don't have the time, or you could work towards it. That would be tight. And it like you don't have to necessarily do something like moments, but you could do that. I just feel like there are so many easy, like super easy ideas, like super easy that like they're just not necessarily doing. And then what was the PAX called today? Swagger? What?
The
What is that? What is
something like that?
what does it
Big
mean?
baller
That's,
brand swagger.
yeah,
That's
like my issue with last year when we had like ice packs and it was like it's
what
like
does this
bling
mean?
bling jewelry and Iceman is in it. But like the theme, there's no through line theme with the cards. They were just ice. And it's like that's a bad idea. Like take that idea and throw it away in that cabinet where you put all the bad ideas and then think of the cool ideas and then go, oh yeah, let's pull that out of that cabinet, the cool idea cabinet. Because like swagger, what is that? What is it?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and isn't like
Mikal Bridges is swagger?
isn't he like very like down to earth and just like super like
It's his little thing, his little emote, that swag when he gets the little the 3 thing.
I don't know, man. Josh Smith is swagger. I mean, one thing I remember about Josh Smith back in the days, he was a complainer. He complained about fouls a lot. That's not cool. That's not swagger. Like Lonzo Ball, no. Like I don't think that's swagger. Like I don't get it. I just want to get it, and I don't.
All right, so this episode is for everyone that's like, these guys just talk nicely about 2K all the time and never have anything mean to say. This is the episode for you, okay?
Right?
Because we're not
gamers,
we're
man.
all,
We recognize patterns, so you gotta trick us so we don't pick up on the pattern. Swagger is a bad pattern. That's not a good.
for sure.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And that is the point. It's just we're all just kind of like between bored and frustrated with like how things are going in the mode right now because we just want literally just things to do. We want things to do and we want things to build teams for, and that's not happening. I mean, we've kind of already touched on the pack structure. You talked about like the themes and stuff. So like how should like Tuesday and Friday theme like pack promos be kind of like structured to make more sense? It's a perfect segue because you're like, I want like a theme. I want continuity between the whole set. So what's like an ideal like Tuesday structure and an ideal Friday? Does that make sense? Does that question make sense?
I think I'll go first. I think, like I said before, I forgot what those in-season evos are. Like, I feel like to me, like that is a perfect kind of like Tuesday promo like idea. Okay, cool. We're gonna drop some like mid-tier cards with an Evo that kind of make them pretty good. You know what I mean? Like that would be tight. I don't think it should be like a whole lot of them though for a promo if you're doing a promo. Because when you're doing a promo, that to me suggests spending VC for premier players. The Friday promo needs to be a knockout punch, right? Like it needs to be something that you go, yo, I gotta get that card. I can't miss out on getting one of them. And I know that's probably, I would imagine that's probably tough, right? Because what would sell to Meach may not sell to Jones. What would sell to Jones may not sell to Elevate. And I know that they have a lot of different crowds to please in that regard. However, what you can't do is go, hey, y'all, we got this lock in, but we actually don't. So if you get this collection, you could get an old player. That's a bad idea, right? Like
and the old player that is sellable, if you lock him in, he's not going to be sellable.
He's not.
What's my incentive to do this?
So then I locked in for no reason, basically, and that's a bad idea.
And I spent more MT to do it.
Yes, yeah, which is tough. That's a tough sell. Like I like the swagger format though. Like I like the idea right now where it's like, okay, we got like two Ammies. The Ammies are kind of unbalanced, right? You either get a really heavy offense Ammy or a really heavy defense Ammy or a high shooting Ammy or something like that. I think Ben Wallace is probably like the biggest defense Ammy that I can remember that can only play defense. AK is kind of a bit of a blend. And but the idea of like the three diamonds, I can roll with that. I can even roll with the idea like, yo, every time we drop these packs, it's gonna be like some players you're gonna want to spend. Like I can even roll with that premise. But again, I want a fully fleshed out idea. Like the one thing I see when I look at MLB or MUD, even Live Ultimate Team was like their themes again have a through line, like where it's like, okay, cool, this is the theme of the set, and you know where that player falls in that theme. And 2K for many years now just kind of puts together a hodgepodge of a set. And like, shout out to the dudes that do their card art. Their card art been killer, man. I don't really have issues with their card art. They're smoking it. And I just think that it does those artists a disservice when you just throw anybody in it. All right, y'all, we got the Czar set. Boom! And it's like, all right, guess who's in it? All right, cool. We got Luke Kennard. What? I don't want to pay that. I don't want to buy that. All right, check this out. Ty Lue. All right, why? This is the set. Yo, you want to buy that? Like, it's like, I don't want to do that, man. Like, I don't want to do that. I keep using the car dealership thing because, like, when you go to a car dealership, there are things on that sales sheet when you're looking at the window that are a highlight. Oh, this car got a sunroof. That's fly. Free Sirius XM. That's cool, too. When you look at my team selling you some swagger, check this out. And it's like, it's nothing. It's just like a guy and a really cool, like, card art. And so, like, I just want to see them like do the work to sell me something. I'll give you my money. I like investing in basketball video games. That's a thing that I do. I'll give you the money, but you don't like make me want to do it. That's all. And like when it's like low effort like that, it's like, oh man, like, and again, the in-season tournament would have been perfect for like a Tuesday event or a Tuesday type of promo. I think Evos is the way to go, like on Tuesdays, because to me Tuesdays shouldn't be like a heavy spending day. You know, it's just like a get you through the week promo in conjunction with whatever events you kind of have going on throughout the week. You know, but Friday is the day where you're like, oh man, we might get a Bron, we might get a Russell Westbrook. You know, there's a lot of big names we still haven't gotten, surprisingly, in November, which is crazy. We still haven't gotten a Wemby. There's just a lot of players. Yao, you know, we got T-Mac. We got T-Mac a little early. That was weird. But yeah, there's a lot of other names they haven't hit on. So I just want to kind of see a better job in that area. And I think they could do it. I think they'll get better.
Yeah, I'm still hoarding MT for Kobe. No Kobe.
Right. I forgot about that.
Don't even mention Yao, please. Don't mention a Yao. Sorry. Don't mention the Taco. Even Wemby. I might give you a little side eye if you mention Wemby.
You don't want a Bol yet?
Player. You could run from it, but you can't.
Only if he can run the point, you know? Only if Bol can run the point. Then we'll...
Bro, no. I'll tell you what.
No, man,
a
no.
Bol right now with a 48 strength like that Shaq, or like that Chet, I don't know if he's messing with the Shaq. The gameplay's a little different.
I mean, might be fun. Give him like a Sapphire card and let people throw out there and let me back down with the Shaq that I can't afford yet, you know? It's cool. So yeah, man. I mean, I agree. We need headliners, and they used to do it. We used to have like these are the dunkers, whatever. These are this, these are that. We used to have like more sets like that back in the day. 2K19, with a little bit of 2K20, and they just stopped.
Yeah.
And I guess like you can't keep repeating things over and over again, but it's also like you have this balance of like you got to innovate, but you don't throw away what works. You know, like there's a balance between those two things. And it seems again, it does feel very disjointed. It's like why like people talk about that in October sets and stuff like that. We've got a couple times like why is this student like I get this guy, but like why this random guy?
Why wasn't Josh Smith a diamond for the Dunktober set instead of the Luka? Luka could have came out now in the Swagger set. Oh, now the Swagger set is fine. Dang, we did it. We saved it. We saved the promo. Like, you know what I mean? It just seems like it almost seems like they use like a randomizer. Like they just put like a bunch of names and then they go, all right, cool. Mikal Bridges, Hito Turkoglu, and some guy named Dave. And you're like, all right, cool. That's the promo. Like,
yeah, I think they probably do a lot of the like randomizing stuff. I'm convinced that Deal of the Day is just like a random.
Yeah, I kind of like that though. I kind of like the Deal of the Day being random. I also like that they've been tying duos to it. You know, because then you can kind of make the DOD be anybody. I'm not mad at that. That I think that they've executed that a little well.
That doesn't signify like random, you know, like that's a little bit of thought into like, okay, like we're gonna throw this guy in, but like give him a duo or something like that. So that I'm cool with stuff like that. The other thing too is I think like on like especially like on a Friday or like on the weekends or something, the deals of the day should be a little bit better, you know, than just like some random
weekend sales event almost.
It's like, all right, Friday fire pack drop and deal of the day. This gold guy that's like 2% off.
Right. It's like, why do I want that?
You know?
And now I
you're
can
saying like
afford
they
the
should do
Friday
like
promo.
a high level card, like almost like an AMI or something on the
Why
weekends.
not?
Something.
Either
not?
at least give you something to work towards. I mean, that's a good point, yo.
Either like a high level card or like a mid level card with like a deep discount or something like a little bit better on like promo days, you know, or on the weekend days or on something like that. I mean,
I think that's a brilliant idea.
All right, so my thoughts on we'll kind of like I'll touch on this and then we'll just pass by this. We spent a lot of time on it. I think in like Friday promo drops, I want to see bigger sets. You know, like we've gotten like promo drops in the past where it's like 3 cards, and I'm just like, okay, that's it. That's all. That's everything that comes new. Cause like you said, there's so many names, man. Shout out to Matt Bless, man. He's got like a spreadsheet from last year of like all the players that are in like my eras that just like don't have my team cards, you know? So shout out to him. Wow. So they have the rights and like we just never ever get these like these names in the and like those are guys that like fit into some type of like through line like theme, like you said, with some bigger name stars that are like more high profile. And just give us more of those names that like let us fill out the squads and build our teams and all that stuff, you know? So I'd like to see that on Fridays, just bigger sets, even like today's, excuse me, even today's drop. I think like it could have had a couple more players in it. Now, when you have like all these lock-ins, like I get that makes it like a pain in the butt. So I don't think lock-in should be every single week. But
that's a good point.
So that, and then Tuesday drops, then you can like do, you know, 3 to 5 cards, whatever. Mix in some Evos, throw in some lower tier cards. Like we're not even seeing rubies in like promos anymore, but we're still playing for rubies in the modes, right? You know, like so. Right.
I didn't get an Evo. Where's my Chris Morris Evo?
So stuff like that.
Weber and Juwan Howard don't got no Evo either, or no duo. Sorry.
So there's a lot of stuff that can go into that would just make it a little bit more enticing. Let's move on, man. This is kind of on
really quick, just to touch on that point too. It's just a real quick point. I mean, why go away from the agenda players? Ooh, I mean, why?
Why didn't we get that again?
Why not? I mean, there's so many. You're not dishing out. I like those things too because you know what? Like, yes, it kind of made you look at a promo like what the Lucas said specifically. I think we definitely had it for that. And I remember doing all those, and like I didn't really get the Ami I wanted. I think I got Ja, and then I got a few of the other cards. But then it made me kind of think like, oh, well, if I go play the game, grind up some MT, I'm not too far off this Luca now. And like, I mean, I know you don't want to incentivize people to lock in, but that's giving me a reason to play the game at least. And like, instead of just looking at the whole set and I'm like, I can't afford all this set, so why do I care about any of it? I mean, like I said.
So you mean it becomes a win-win situation where you win and we're enticed to actually lock in more sets and oh my goodness.
Dang,
that's what happened with Sean Kemp. I wasn't about to lock in Sean Kemp, but the agenda came through. I was like, oh, let me get Sean Kemp. I have fun with him for a little bit. I don't see why that's not there. I just don't understand why take away something that actually makes you play the game.
Yeah,
to just look at it. Like I don't want to just look at it. Give me a reason. If I got some agenda players, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna do the agendas. I want to play the game, so I'm gonna go in, do whatever agendas it is. Give me a few free cards. I don't see why that went away. It just didn't make sense. Like I said, we got it with T-Mac. Didn't see it forever. Got it with Luka, and now it's just like it doesn't make like. What's the criteria for us to see that?
I mean that should just be like a staple of it. I mean. Not even to like throw in like the full promo grindable sets, which I think that was a perfect way to like fill in gaps like within the week, and I'd love to see that come back. Even if it's just like one grindable promo set, per week, whatever that you can stretch out. Cool.
Yeah.
But absolutely, man. Like, make those sets bigger. Make some of them grindable through agendas. It gets you like engaged into playing something in the mode. It gives something for like agenda grinder type people like to do. It entices us to lock in sets. It's like, oh, like we get this. Well, we get an option pack for this. We get a equal chance pack for this. Okay, cool. Like, dang, now I'm close. Oh, hey, let me spend a little money, or let me spend a little MT, or whatever it may. It's literally, it's a win-win. It's so easy. Like, why?
Yeah,
Why?
and
like,
the
why?
thing is too,
Why not?
and I think it's too the other thing of it is because even just okay, so still taking that Dunktober set, literally just taking that Dunktober set, they did the go through Emmy. That's what it was. I'm looking at what I had in that set. I remember I got Ja Morant, so I got Ja Morant as my Emmy. I didn't really want Ja. Oh no, so they had 3 Emmys. I wanted DeRozan, but I got Ja. Whatever the case is, okay. There's a big emphasis right now on people's attainability to budget cards. Okay, think about it. The agenda set. Let's say I didn't get technically. Okay, I got Ja. I didn't want him, but I have an Amethyst point guard now that I can load up with. I also end up getting Ruby Baron Davis, who may be better than Ja, honestly. It's giving people more accessibility to those budget cards. They don't, maybe they don't have the time to grind all as MT, but hey, if I spend a few hours doing this, I nail, Baron and Ja from nothing. Well, making sure they keep the agendas free because sometimes you have to have certain cards, but let's just say whatever that case is. I'm able to upgrade now my starting and backup point guard.
Right.
2 solid point guards that I just got. But if I want Luka, I still have to go in. I have to buy the rest or grind. It's giving them more accessibility to some of the budget cards or whatever, while still keeping that incentive for the players who are like, no, I need Luka, so I'm gonna do all this. Plus, I'm gonna spend money, or plus, I'm gonna spend more time to get this extra, whatever. So it's kind of helping both sides because I know like the true no money spent, like the no money spent who don't compensated for having all the time to also be on the game are struggling. Like they need cards.
Right.
You can't tell me those guys weren't happy to go and get an Emmy Ja Morant just by playing the game. They can't sell it anyways. Like, I don't know why that went away. I just don't get it.
And what you're really talking about there is like converting like people that are dabbling in the mode into like more like ingrained in the mode. Like,
Yeah.
because like it's like, well, I don't have a feasible team. I can't do anything except like this or this one, whatever. Now I have a little bit of firepower. Okay, let me like test the waters here and there. Oh, this is kind of fun. Oh, here's next week. Here's another little piece that I can add to my team. Okay, cool. Like, hey, now my team is kind of all right. Maybe I stay in this mode and like play it more. Maybe I spend some VC. Maybe whatever.
Well,
so
the best part about that too, Elevate, is that like that is such a great point because in addition to doing that, and use your example because I know somebody who fell right into that exact example that is primarily a park player. But you know what happened? After 3 weeks, like you said, of earning a few players here and there, building out their team, they're sitting on what? 6 figures of MT because they were just grinding. So now a promo comes out, they can drop 100k MT on a player. They can go buy somebody. And like you said, now you've converted a user into a full-time user, Like that, it's literally a win-win. It's a win-win. But when we're not doing anything like that, then what? What do we have?
Then you're just left with like a super, super hardcore player base that them themselves are like bored or disgruntled. And that's chasing away everybody else. So it's like a spiraling cycle. It's like, okay, well now I can't find a game because my SBMM is crazy because everybody that's there like left the mode. Now, like everybody I play online is a sweat. Oh, because every casual left the mode. Like it just becomes like this like negative spiral of stuff, and it's so easy to course correct. It's just do just a couple little changes, man. Like we want to enjoy this game. We want to play. We want to like spend our way too much time playing this game than we should, But like you're not letting us. You're making us like go like spend time with our families and stuff, man. Like what are you doing?
I tell you what, I have been watching more games than I usually do. Typically, especially now, like in November, the NBA is like a companion where I just have it up and I'm playing. But now I'll sit here and I'll turn away from my monitor and I'm just looking. So shout out to 2K for that, at least.
There you go. I mean, maybe that's their goal, man. They're just trying to make us better, like well-rounded overall people in life. Who knows, man? Oh my goodness! All right, let's just totally shift into gameplay. I know we might be running up to a hard stop time. Let's shift into gameplay, man. Season 2 patch. Most people on the timeline don't really like it. I absolutely despise it. I kind of have to say, like, gameplay wise, this is probably my least favorite next gen version of gameplay right now after that patch.
Wow.
That's a firm. I'm planting my flag, man. Like, I do
You
not
want to
like
expand? Why?
Very simply because I feel like this patch killed the nuance of the game. Like, if you don't create highlight level like space when like you make a move to where you like totally break an ankle and they're like on the other side of the court with the fans in the front row chilling, like you're getting some weird slowdown, you know? Yeah. Like if they're like within like throwing distance of you, like you're getting some weird slowdown. Most of the time, sometimes no, sometimes you'll get a speed up. Like it doesn't, like that bothers me, you know? Because I can't be like deliberate about stuff. I just have to like look for an opportunity to like generate enough space to like do stuff. And I'm a proponent of taking open shots. I get that. But like, to me, an open shot is if I like pump fake and you like jump and then land on my side and then I go up, that's like an open shot to me. But no, that's like a freaking 47% contested and I'm slowed down. And that bothers me, man. I don't like playing like that. I don't like it. No me gusta.
You want to counter that, Mr. Meach?
It's hard for me, man, because like, and the funny thing is, while you were sitting here, I was trying to go into my PlayStation to find like a clip of somewhere, but I'm not gonna be able to find it because I got too many clips going. The weird thing is, I don't know, man. I'm still taking those shots, and I'm hitting them too. Like I would say, it's definitely less. I want to say it happens less.
So do you feel like you've adjusted to like when it's going to slow down and you've like just incorporated that?
I still don't get. No, the slowdown things I still don't get. It is what it is.
Because I think the green window size when you don't like get affected by those slowdowns, like it's okay. Like I'm okay with that type of stuff. But because like certain levels of contest change the shot so drastically, it's like, okay, like they really don't want you to make this shot, you know, like, and you kind of can, but with latency, it's very hard to like, I mean, maybe going to like release queue where you have like way more time to like see what kind of animation you're getting is like an option, but like, it's just like, it's a weird mechanic to me. And the biggest thing, and I know I'm kind of jumping in, but like you design a game, you take a whole game cycle to design a game, a contest system, a shooting mechanic, a whole thing like that, and you ship with it. So that's your vision for a game. So if you need to like tweak certain things or fix bugs in a game, cool. But you don't change a mechanic so drastically in the middle of a cycle, because like that totally like strips the identity of that game, like the essence of that game, and turns it into something else. And now it's like a mismatched like outfit. You know what I mean? That's my like issue with those types of things.
It's weird. So wait, what release queue do you play on?
Push usually.
Or using push?
I'm on push too. Okay, so I was about to say I am on push, and that did change after the patch. The weird thing with me, I get slowdowns. I don't get them a lot though, so I don't know exactly why that is. Like I'll get them random times when I'm like, I feel like I'm not supposed to, and I'm like, why did I get that? You know, like it doesn't make sense. But if I'm into like my shot creation, I don't get slowdowns a lot. You know, more times I get slowdowns is on wide open shots for some reason. Like I'll be open and they'll kind of like not really be there, and it'll just somehow, you know, trigger a slowdown.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say because I play on push now, I don't know. I was like, maybe that's the thing because I'm looking for like I don't care when as soon as he pushes the like before that I'm not touching. I don't care. You can be all in my face, draped all over me, but until he pushes, I'm not letting go of my button.
Mhm.
So when you made that point, I was like, hey, maybe that is a thing. You know, maybe the changing of the release key is why I'm not being affected by it as much. But I don't know, man. I'm taking like I'm still taking crazy shots. Like the thing will pop up and it'll be a red contest something, but I got KD shooting over anybody because he's taller than everybody and it's green. You know, I don't know. I guess I just really haven't been affected that much by the slowdown enough to where it affects me. And then like the bad shots aren't going in. They just aren't. Like I play people with Corver who still think it's patch one, and it's like you got to get that dude off the court, man, because it's not
Yeah,
happening anymore.
yeah,
But,
yeah.
but I'm creating my looks. I don't know, so I'm just not having that hard, and I don't know. Maybe it's just some type of adjustment, or because I played the game a certain way in patch one, and like it hasn't really changed. I guess I'm just more comfortable with the looks I'm taking. I don't know, but like
Mhm.
I said, now the triangle cutting is horrible, so I will
Yeah.
admit that. But that honestly, I don't know if it's the way I change my defensive settings or something, but that doesn't even bug me anymore. Like I hardly get a back cut. Like I usually see it from a mile away, and like I'll just move back. I like go on moderate, and they'll just run into me, and like they'll pass the ball, and then like my player will get in front of it, they'll bump and they'll lose the ball. Like it's not that OP to me anymore. I don't know, but again, that just may be the way I got my settings lined up. So between those two, I don't know. Like I feel fine when I'm playing the game. When I am playing the game, when they give me a reason to. But I don't know. The gameplays felt okay, but
I mean, like I've adjusted to it as well, and like I shoot like a lot better. Like I win a lot more than I did like right at the patch. I probably don't adjust like as quickly as you to certain things, but still from what I guess my mind just can't come off of like the principle of like the matter. Like I'm still
Yeah.
like bugging out like, okay, why would somebody like slow down their shot if like they see somebody like kind of contesting them like versus wide open, like why would that happen? Like what's the logic behind that? I'm like trying to like find an answer to make it make sense, you know, like speeding up your shot when like somebody's like closing
if
out
they
on you, that
contest
makes
you, it
sense to
makes
me.
sense.
It
Yeah,
makes sense.
it does.
So
Yeah,
like
speed up does.
they removed some of that, but they added like some random speed ups when you're like totally wide open for some reason.
Yes.
Which again, I mean, I get it. Like maybe that's like a shooter consistency thing if that's tied to like levels, but like that's happening with like whether it's like a diamond this or like a ruby or so there's no like know your personnel type of like skill gap there. It's just like they try to introduce randomness to make it more challenging and to get like percentages more in line, but it's like a band-aid fix to like a problem, you know what I mean? It's not like a real solid mechanic fix to the problem. So I guess that's
Yeah, well,
what irks me.
I see that. I see that.
yeah. It was just odd to put the speed up and slow down stuff in there. I mean, like honestly, probably all you really had to do was take the difficulty up a notch or two. Like I'm not even saying Hoff anymore. I was the one that was saying put it on Hoff. I'm not even saying Hall of Fame. Like online versus has to be down the like that has to be one of the lower levels. I feel like all you have to because and the reason I say it is because season one, when I was really frustrated with my team gameplay, I loved my career. And the only difference was that was on Hall of Fame and it was
Mhm.
online versus. I think
Mhm.
all you had to do is just take the difficulty up maybe one or two, so that way it's not every horrible shot. Because like I mean, people will literally sit there with Corver, look at you while you're in smother, shoot it, and it would go in. I'm like, okay, that just literally can't happen, especially because these are Ruby cards. So like, I mean, if you just ticked it up a little bit, I'm sure there's one of the individual sliders that's tied to like contests in there. You know, I feel like that would have made it, but then yeah, I don't know why they put it in the even why they even put in the speed ups. Like none of that was in there in season one. Like I don't care what they say, it was not in there. Like I played so many unlimited games. When I went to shoot, that was my shot. There was the timing, and the contest usually determined it, but it was way too many highly contested go in. I don't know why they put in that mechanic and then they said they took it out and then like
and I
it's still in the game.
and I agree with that. Like we can totally meet in the middle right there and say like, yeah, just get rid of that weird slow up issue and we're cool. Like the difficulty of shooting is a little bit harder. Still, if you're open, you're still probably gonna hit your shot, you know. I'm cool with that. But like that's all they had to do. Like they needed to like fine tune and they went in and just like threw a stick of dynamite and like now it's randomly like something else, you know. That's what it feels like. So like that's my issue with it. And Meech, how often do you like work the post? Like do a post move, post fade, try to like shimmy and then like get a little post hook or something, like do stuff like that?
It's really not all the time. I have certain people that I get to it with, and I will say if you're trying to use that as like your main point of offense, I can see where you're probably frustrated because it's some. I used to hit more post type shots in season one. I will say that because now when I go try to go do post phase and stuff, to your point, okay, I think I'm getting you, Elevate. I think I'm getting you because if I don't create like the Red Sea of gap, I'm just missing my post fade. And I'm like, I swear I'm timing it right. But like, why it's not going, like, it's still not going in. It's like an odd thing. But yeah, in the post, I will say the contest system is kind of, maybe that's why I don't use it as much anymore. Because you just have to get, you have to get wide open for the game to kind of like say, oh, you're taking a good shot. So you're rewarded for timing it type of thing.
I mean that's a big. I mean it's not a huge part of my offense, but it's like I'm very like 90s oriented, where it's like okay, inside out, like dump it in, get some, and then make a decision, and then work out from there. You know, kickouts, cuts, whatever stuff like that. You know, and a lot of that stuff is again, it's just frustrating because I love going back and looking at like the replay and like the animation, like where the hand was when like the release point and the gather and all that type of stuff. And I'm just like, bro, like, okay, that might be like a 40 or 50% contest. Cool. It might mess with my green window, but it's not 100% smothered. And I'm getting so many where it's just like, bro, like my whole hand, like it's like this much like space over like a defender. Like in the post, if you got this much space over like somebody, like that's, I mean, you're like 2 feet from the basket, bro. Like that's money, you know?
Yeah.
But that's 100% contested. Like, come on, dude. Like why?
Yeah,
you know?
I can see that.
So
I can see that now, actually.
So there's a lot of like little things where it's just like it's killing that little. That's the nuance that I'm talking about. That it's killing from the game, you know. And like it seems like they can't figure out a way to like. I mean, like they can't figure out how to like fix a little part of an issue without like totally breaking something else. So they have to like do like a wider scale correction, I guess. Like I guess that's like part of like the coding. I don't know how the code works, you know, but that's what it feels like. And that's what bothers me because basketball is such a game of nuance. And there is like, I don't want, you know, like somebody being able to like Corver in my face, like over and over again with brainless.
That was crazy, man.
But like, there's also like this sense of like, okay, you're playing against NBA players, NBA legends. Like there should be fear in your heart when you leave, like when you give Booker or Kevin Durant some space. You know what I mean? Like there should be fear in your heart when you do that. If you don't send a double at Shaq, you should be scared, you know? You should have nightmares. You should leave the game bruised, you know, like. So that's where I'm like, I'd rather be playing an NBA game where I feel some of that than like feel like I'm playing like at 24-hour fitness or whatever. And like these dudes are just gonna like be, you know, you like
Elevate trying to get ready for that Kobe Lopez game. I
You can see it, right?
Yeah,
you can see it, right? He laughing. He trying to kill.
So those are the things those are my graps with it. But Jones, you just kind of been like watching the back and forth. What are your thoughts on the whole matter? Man?
No, and I know we're like up against it too, so I'll try not to be long winded. But so I've been telling Meech and my guys who I talk to daily, like I've been having a tough time with this game offensively. Just because I'm still learning, man. Like, and at least for me, that makes the gameplay enjoyable when I can kind of go, all right, hey Frank, you need to like change your approach. You know, like I like when I got KD, I had been complaining about KD. I don't complain about KD as much because there's a lot of intricacy. And you know, while working towards trying to get this Joe Johnson, um, because I play a lot of on-ball defense. And what I'm learning more of the intricacies of just playing on-ball defense of like knowing when to activate fast feet, you know, knowing like you said, meet elevate 2 weeks ago, knowing when to lay off both triggers when I'm trying to work through the screen and stuff like that. And so that's kind of been keeping my attention. But offensively, it's been a real mixed bag. My issue isn't really with the contest system like that. It's more so the impact of a late contest that I don't understand. Like, and when I'm using a player like KD, that slowdown, while it should probably help his release, I don't have that. Like I'm not catching it in real time to where I can adjust my release. And like I kind of learned with the Kyrie because his jumper is so easy. Like, okay, cool, you can get that late contest, but if you hold it and then you see his legs change, you know, you kind of know when to let it go and you can shoot through a contest. Like a 40% or like a 35 or basically a yellow contest with me and KD right now is really tough to shoot through, even though I know I can get the shot I want because of that slowdown. But if it's late, it's killing me. But something Black Cobra said really stood out to me was like, hey, look at it like if they have their arms down, you just want to let that go. And so I was trying to rework my mindset to go hand down, man down, hand down, man down. Frank, you get that little bit of space, you gotta let that thing go, and you gotta just learn how to shoot through that. And that's been helping, but I'm still a little trigger shy, you know? And then I get in these clutch time games and I'm like just trying to work on my like, all right, I know I can do one move and get around my guy and get to the rim. And if you're using John Wall, Michael Jordan, Giannis, you know, you can get those shots. Um in terms of the post fades, I think you make a good point. I don't I don't necessarily feel the frustration in the post though, because like I kind of take it the way I used to like play post because I'm obviously a bit of a bigger guy, so I had a post game. And like when I approach post game, it's like a Zebo, like get to your attack quick. So if I'm going to the post hop, I'm going like post hop jump shot, I'm going to that. If I'm going to the fade, I'm going to do one bump, wait for the bump, and I'm going to go to the post fade and get the shots that I want. However, there are times where you know you're facing a certain user and they're sitting on that and you're dead. And it's like now I'm stuck shooting a slow down fade and I'm not gonna be able to figure out that timing. Though there's one card though that's helped me with that because his post fade is slower. MJ. You can kind of
Oh
shoot
yeah.
through those post fade contests with MJ because MJ elevates really high. And so you can kind of picture it and like match it and then go, okay, this is when I need to let it go. But that's few and far between. And I don't go to that a lot. That's like a last resort. Okay, you cut off my drive. I gotta have something else. But shooting in general, man, has been tough for me just with the late contest. The late contest, it's just too powerful, man. If you're late and you're running towards me, but I'm elevating, I don't think my jump shot speed should change. I think I've done my work. I've done my job to get that shot, to deserve that look. And so it feels like a mechanic that's working against you in that specific scenario. And the other part of it that's tough that we all deal with is when you're playing against somebody who's a really smart off ball user, they know that that off ball player is going to speed up on that contest faster than they can. Maybe
Yeah.
the AI is activating fast feet too. You got to keep that in mind to kind of get to you faster, and then think about challenger too and all that other stuff. And now you're getting a bad look and you're getting a slowdown. So, that kind of makes me like the gameplay even more because it's like, oh shoot, there's a game within a game. That's why when y'all were talking about, yo, well, what release point are you using at this point? And I was like, oh shoot, because I'm actually still using set point. I'm not using push. I tried to use push and I couldn't shoot online at all, but I didn't stick with it and I went back to set point. And set point, I think the way I looked at it with set point is the moment I'm here, that's when I gotta let it go. But when you notice that slowdown on set point, you'll see it's almost like a 3 point part animation. Or like not like a yeah, like three motions. Because there's like the catch, there's like the draw the swinging the ball down, then there's a swinging the ball up, and then you got to let it go right here that I'm not able to shoot through. So I'm still learning, man. I don't have many gripes with the gameplay. I'm rolling with anybody kind of complaining about the gameplay though, because I just, like I said, I like kind of seeing people have that shot confidence, because I knew our cards that we were using in September weren't really equipped to defend anyway. There was like two or three cards that could play good defense in September. Everything else was all offense. And so now we're in November and we're getting more balanced cards. So I would honestly, I would love to kind of see how people would be approaching the game if we still had it the way that it was with all these cards now.
And unfortunately, we ran into some technical issues right before we were about to wrap up the episode, so it kind of cuts off there. So that's going to wrap it up for episode 5. Thank you so much for checking this out. We will be back in 2 weeks' time. Till next time, catch you guys later.